want to thank tonight. We were just going to ask Linda Zakili to just step out, maybe wave to the crowd. We have a special thanks for her for all that she's done. I will not tell any stories tonight, so I will keep to that promise. I promise you I will not. I will say this. I've been in athletics and whatnot for over 30 years. I've seen some tough athletes, I've seen some tough coaches. This is the toughest coach I've ever seen in my entire life, right here. And I'm guessing that about 99% of us in the gym tonight are here for her, so we're happy that she's here. She's a fighter, and she's going to keep fighting, and we're really excited to have her tonight. Also at this time, if you could just hang on with the applause, I want to name a couple of folks that have helped us. We want to thank the Milford High School volleyball team and their coaches, and also thank the Hopedale team, volleyball and coaches for coming over tonight and agreeing to play this game with us every year. This is important to our community, to their community. How about a round of applause for all these folks that put this together? And certainly the vast majority of the folks in the gym tonight are volunteers. We want to thank our parents, our ladies for coming in and setting up the gym, but all of our folks with our bake sale out front, doing our raffle. 100% of the ticket sales tonight and all the raffle money goes to cancer research. How about a big round of applause for our volunteers this evening?
That a flame was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coet on the call as we bring you tonight's girls volleyball matchup. Prime time for girls volleyball tonight as they welcome in a non-conference opponent in the Hopedale Lady Blue Raiders, and it is coaches versus cancer night. If you were tuned into our live streaming coverage right from the top, you saw the abbreviated ceremonies before the game, recognizing the nature of the event here tonight, something very important that these teams get together to do each and every year. Milford and Hopedale getting together here in Milford to help raise money for cancer research, all of the money for admission and also for concessions tonight, all going towards the Cancer Research Fund. So a very important night as there are a lot of people, of course, back at home here in the gym tonight, and most people tuned in all have been affected by cancer, and certainly this volleyball program and really the Milford athletic staff in general have been touched by cancer, and of course none more so than Linda Zakili, who we're happy to report is seated on the bench tonight, helping along with this coaching staff for the matchup. So a lot of emotion in the gym here tonight, a lot of excitement as well as we come down to the home stretch of the fall sports season. Unfortunately for the Lady Scarlet Hawks, they were eliminated from playoff contention with a loss to North Attleboro last week, but still looking to finish out their schedule strong in a very tough opponent here tonight. And with that, the ball in the air, this match underway. It is Milford right now on the left side of the gymnasium as this game gets underway. The uniform's very similar, but it is Milford who serves to open the match, and they get the opening point to take an early lead. So the uniforms identical on both sides of the floor, but right now Milford attacking from left to right as Emily Pierre-Gustavo serves out to open the match. And now Hopedale counters a hard attacking shot from their right side, and they're able to get the kill. This is a very potent attack for the Lady Blue Raiders, who come into the matchup in first place in the Dual Valley League standings. An overall record of 14-2 for the Lady Blue Raiders this season, and a perfect undefeated 10-0 record within their league competition as they serve out now, and that serve is short as it is taken by number 13, Morgan Foley, one of 4 captains on the Hopedale squad. So it is an early 2-1 margin in Milford's favor, as now their senior Sabrina Harstick will drop behind the service line. Milford was keeping their playoff hopes alive until late into the season. They've played their best volleyball here in the month of October. Overall, they have won 5 out of their last 7 matches, but unfortunately they needed to go perfect over this final stretch of the season. But a 3-1 loss to North Attleboro back on October 23rd officially took Milford out of the running. Meanwhile, a terrific diving play for Emily Pierre-Gustavo to keep play alive, and then a stuff in front. Kate Lobiser and Jill Valenzola teaming up for that block, and Milford takes the lead. Milford dominated this game a season ago in the Coaches versus Cancer game last year. Milford able to earn a 3-set sweep against Hopedale, and that ended up being the Lady Blue Raiders' only loss of the regular season a year ago. They bring back much of the same team. They only graduated 1 senior from last year's team that went all the way to the Division III Central semifinals. A nice dig on the back row by Valenzola. Hopedale allows that ball to drop, and it drops just outside the near sideline. And of course, as we mentioned during last year's matchup, a very familiar face manning the sidelines for Hopedale as the head coach of the Lady Blue Raiders is Andrew Mainini, who of course is also the Milford boys volleyball head coach. And so good to see Coach Mainini in the house here tonight. 3-3 tie here in the early goings as Pierre-Gustavo sets it up on the left side for Reichert, and just able to pull the hands in the back line was Jenna Riley. Lets that ball travel long, and Hopedale now will take a 4-3 lead. And Riley now back behind the line to serve it out for the Lady Blue Raiders. And a good attempt for the libero, Kyra Alves, but that ball deflected off her hands and out of play. And now a 5-3 lead early going as the service game continues for Riley. Of course, the number to watch out for on the floor for Hopedale is number 18, Jenna Van Zyl. She is by far and away the kills leader for this team. And out there on the floor right now. Helped lead the way to a victory for the Lady Blue Raiders in their most recent match. That was back on October 23rd, a 3-set sweep over Millis. Van Zyl with 14 kills in that game to go along with 7 aces. Strong offensively and defensively is this Hopedale team. They have been playing together. This nucleus of players has been together for quite some time. And that experience certainly paying off this season. A very impressive record last year. As we mentioned, 17-1 they finished the regular season. That only loss coming here in the Milford gym. They ultimately earned the number 1 seed in Division III Central. They ended up advancing all the way to the semifinals, where they lost in surprising fashion a 3-set upset sweep at the hands of number 5 seeded Millbury, who went on to claim the Division III Central title. But Hopedale right back in the thick of things here this year. But Milford right now jumping back on top by a score of 5-4 early on in the first set action. Now from the left side, hard attacking shot, and it lands just inside for the kill. And I do believe that was Van Zyl who was able to claim that point for the Lady Blue Raiders. And now we'll see Julianne Poirier on serve. It is Julianne Poirier, Elizabeth Swanson, Morgan Foley, and Jenna Van Zyl, the 4 senior captains for Hopedale. And Kyra Alves allows that one to go off the fingertips. You could see she was shaking her head after. That one might have gone long had she opted to let it go. And so the lead continues to swing back and forth here in the early part of this first set. The next serve from Poirier is handled by Harstick. Brianna Maeda able to come over to play it. Harstick trying to muscle that one over, but it ends up right into the center of the net. And once again, we do want to welcome in all of our viewers tuned into our live streaming coverage tonight. Live streaming this game on MilfordTV.net and also on the live stream app via our Milford TV educational feed. So whether you're tuned in Milford or in Hopedale, happy to have you aboard. Now there's Van Zyl from the left side, but stuffed in front by Nocilia and Tracy. But Hopedale able to return it, and they get the kill. And an 8-5 lead now for Hopedale. This is one of the largest leads we've seen so far in the first set. And the serve continues now for Poirier, and this time delivers it long. Excellent crowd on hand for the game here tonight, pumped up at the start of this match. Athletic Director Peter Boucher recognizing all of the cancer survivors in the building here tonight. Many of them standing and getting a round of applause before the game. Alves with a nice dig that time, was able to send it clear over the net, but Hopedale immediately returns and gets the kill to open up now a 9-6 lead. And the serve now for Van Zyl. We'll look at some of the overall season numbers for Van Zyl, which are very impressive, as she sends it to the Milford captain, Kelly Reichert, on the back row. Now flipped over in front by Tracy. Now the libero for Hopedale able to return. Tracy to Maeda, and now set up over the middle for Juliana Tracy, but could not clear the net. Next serve away for Van Zyl to the back row for Alves. Ends up going behind her, but Kelly Reichert was able to track it down. Now the hard attacking shot over the middle goes long for Hopedale. Jenna Van Zyl leading this team in kills with 207. Elizabeth Swanson, also a player to watch offensively. Number 6, she has 169 kills on the season coming into this game today, so they have really been the bread and butter of this Hopedale offense. Maeda just able to get that one over the net, but right now Hopedale on their game. They take an 11-7 lead. No easy points here in this first set so far for the Lady Scarlet Hawks. In the second to last game of the regular season for Milford. As we mentioned right off the top, unfortunately no playoffs for the Lady Hawks for a second season in a row. They come into the matchup today with an overall record of 6-11. They've moved into a tie for 4th place with Sharon in the Davenport standings. 6-11 overall, 6-10 within league play. It continues to be North Attleboro and Stoughton who have really shined in the Davenport division this season. North Attleboro claiming another victory over Milford that officially ended the Lady Hawks playoff bid last week. But North Attleboro overall on the season at 16-2. Stoughton also with 16 wins on the season. They are at 16-4. So those will be some teams to be reckoned with in the playoffs. And some talented teams over in the Kelly Rex division as well, as King Philip is an 18-game winner, 18-2. They went perfect through their league schedule, 16-0 within Hockomock League play. And Franklin right now in second place position in the standings at 13-4, 12-4 within league play. So there will be some powerhouse programs from the Hockomock League represented in the upcoming MIAA tournament. And also represented in that tournament will be this Hopedale team. As the teams now return to the floor out of the timeout, it is a 12-7 Hopedale lead, with the libero right now on serve for Hopedale. And the serve away, handled cleanly by Reichert. They leave it for Sabrina Harstick. Harstick right now trying to find her form here in this first set. Seen a few shots out of Sabrina fail to clear the net. Now That leads to a 13-7 lead as the Hopedale service game continues. And Harstick again sees that one go off the side of her hand, so pressing just a bit here in the first set as Milford now falls into a 7-point deficit. Watch the freshman and JV games earlier tonight before this one got underway. The Hopedale JV squad able to come away with a victory. Kyra Alves letting that one go. It just barely snuck outside that line. Looked very close, but ruled out, and a much needed point for Milford as we see some fresh personnel out on the floor. Back out on serve goes Pierre Gustavo, putting the finishing touches on a very fine season of volleyball. Pierre Gustavo, her one and only year playing the sport here in Milford. On the varsity squad from day one, trying to dig that one out there, just could not get it back up in the air. But the improvement has been there each and every game for Emily, who has settled into an important role for this team. We'll see her before long taking her talents onto the basketball court, where there will be a lot of excitement brewing for the Lady Hawks team when they take the court starting in early December. 15-9 now, the Hopedale lead, as that ball glanced off into the stands where most of the students are located. Harstick now taking over on serve for the Lady Scarlet Hawks. This time a powerful serve delivered to the back line, flipped back over by Hopedale. Now the set for Pierre Gustavo, softly sent over by Reichert. And now set up for Van Zyl. Milford keeps it alive, but only momentarily. Hopedale ends up getting the kill. Four players listed at 5'10" or taller for this Hopedale team: Elizabeth Swanson, Morgan Foley, Kate Hockenberry, and also Jenna Van Zyl. Again, they set it up for Van Zyl, and a hard attacking shot across court. She's able to pick that corner and get the kill. 17-9 as Hopedale starts to pull away. This is the second meeting this season between these two schools. Usually we just see the one matchup here at Milford, but this season matching up twice. Hopedale was able to claim the victory earlier on in the season. Game taking place back on September 22nd. It was a clean sweep for the Lady Blue Raiders in their gym. And getting closer to claiming this first set as the head coach for Milford, Tammy Weber, calls the timeout. We will take the timeout as well. 18-9. Hopedale in front in this opening set action, which will return right after this here on Milford TV. Back on serve goes Hopedale out of the timeout, and they pick right up where they left off, opening up a 10-point edge on Milford here. It stayed close through the early part of the set, but right now it's been all Hopedale. Liz Swanson on serve, diving play by Kyra Alves, now pushed over by Pierre Gustavo. The set for Van Zyl. Didn't quite have the elevation on that one. Milford going up for the block, but that ball landed in the net. Milford reaches double figures, 19-10 now. The deficit as the senior captain Jillian Valenzola takes over on serve, another player who will soon be suiting up for the girls basketball team. Hard serve to the back. Now Van Zyl with that cross-court attack, and again, it's effective. Very similar power and accuracy that we were so used to seeing out of Ali Zagami on the Milford side last year. Back on serve now goes Jenna Riley, the junior. And too strong on the serve. four captains are the only four seniors on this roster. So there is still depth in this team in the lower grades that will continue to keep this program moving forward for years to come. So Hopedale has really found themselves in a strong position depth-wise and talent-wise. That point ends up going to Milford as that took an awkward bounce. Maeda with the serve. Now right close to the net. The hard return over the middle for Van Zyl this time. Hopedale 4 points away from an opening set victory as they send the senior captain Julian Poirier back behind the line. That one catching Milford by surprise, but some quick hands allowed them to get the return and ultimately the kill. Lady Hawks trying to mount a comeback. There are ways to go. Trailing the set by 8. Kelly Reichert delivers the serve this time. Nicely set up by Van Zyl. With a double hit on the Hopedale side gives Milford the point. Serve away again for Kelly. Now sent over softly by Morgan Foley. Returned by Harstick. Now it's Van Zyl. Misjudged that one and had it glance off towards the scorer's table. And Milford starting to put on their best run of the set. Now coming up from the back row to play that one was Liz Swanson. Gets the deflection off the back row for Milford and out. So Hopedale ends the run for Reichert on serve. And now Van Zyl will attempt to give Hopedale the 3 points they need for a set 1 victory. Sends the serve to Alves. Diving play by Maeda was able to keep it alive, but Milford couldn't send it back over the net. And we go to 23-15. Couple of bounces for Jenna Van Zyl. And now sends the serve just inside the back line. Milford bailed on it. And the result now a set point opportunity for Hopedale and their captain, Jenna Van Zyl. Now sent softly this time right to Harstick. She'll need to send it back over the net here. She does. Now they set it up for the flip shot on the left side. Diving play by Maeda keeps it alive, but ultimately the point goes to Hopedale and the set goes to Hopedale as well, 25-15. Hopedale is able to claim set number 1. We will step away as the two teams flip sides, and we will be back for set number 2 in this Coaches versus Cancer game tonight between Milford and Hopedale, brought to you right here on Milford TV. And welcome right back inside the Milford gym. It is time for set number 2 of this girls volleyball matchup, a non-conference matchup here tonight between the Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks and the Hopedale Lady Blue Raiders. Again, if you are just tuning in, the uniforms are identical on both sides of the floor. This time Milford on the right side of the floor, looking to attack from right to left as Hopedale serves it out to open the second set. And they're able to come through with the ace. The serve going to Morgan Foley to open the set, with Hopedale up 1-0. it has really been utter dominance for Hopedale through the majority of this season. And somehow, some way they are able to send that one back over to the other side of the floor, but out beyond the far sideline. It wasn't the best start to the season for Hopedale. They ended up going 500 through their first 4 matches. Losses to Millbury and Shrewsbury. Millbury, of course, the team that knocked them out of the playoffs a season ago. As Sabrina Harstick now serves and delivers an ace. But after that early 2-2 start, Hopedale has not lost since. Riding a 12-game winning streak. And again, the dominance has continued to ratchet up for Hopedale as the season has gone on. In their last 7 matches, Hopedale has only lost a single set. That came as part of a 3-1 win back on October 20th against Whitensville Christian. Other than that, it has been all sweeps in 6 out of the last 7 matches for this Lady Blue Raiders team. And a hard attacking shot for Reichert, now right back at it as Hopedale was able to get a couple of friendly bounces to return it over, but Milford then gets the block. Lobiser and Valenzola standing tall. As Milford claims 3 out of the first 4 points of this set. Still on serve is Harstick. To the back row. Now handled on the left side. That one just rolls across the tape, but ends up kicking out of play. And you can see Coach Mainini now trying to get his team to calm down a bit, as Milford has started strong here in set 2. Next serve for Sabrina. And that one is just long, another close one. But just beyond that back line, the run ends for Harstick. And already set to serve out now is Elizabeth Swanson. Reichert softly taps it over. Hopedale ready. A couple of quick reflex moves for Morgan Foley. So now leading 5-2. Here is Valenzola. That one sinking low, but handled well by Swanson. Hopedale winning the first set 25-15. Milford now out to an early 6-2 lead. And another nice dig on the Hopedale side. And right at the edge of the bleachers, Milford trying to keep it alive. We do not have a number 8 on our roster for Hopedale, but I do believe it is the freshman Bianca Fitch, who has had excellent defensive numbers for Hopedale this season. Good effort on both sides there. But ultimately, Hopedale getting the kill. It was Morgan Foley with the lunging play on the Hopedale side. Then Milford countered as Valenzola was able to travel back behind the back line. Hopedale tightening things up now. It's now a 6-4 Milford lead. Riley serves, the dig for Harstick. Now Reichert hard to the back corner, but handled again. Hopedale's been able to absorb a lot of these hard shots by Milford, both in the service game and in volleys like this one. Pierre Gustavo setting it up for Reichert. She blasts it to the back, but again, Riley is able to dig it. Now Van Zyl from the left side for Hopedale. Milford returns it, the longest volley so far of the game. Here's Van Zyl again. Harstick to the front, and Juliana Tracy doing everything she could, dropping down to the knees to play that one off the net. But the ball ends up deflecting out of play, so by far the longest volley of the match ends up going in Hopedale's favor as they pull to within 1 point of tying this set up. Popping off the hands of Valenzola, but Milford staying calm, and Pierre Gustavo returns. Now Van Zyl, that time smashing it into the net. And the typical swap we've seen in this back half of the season. Lobuser and Pierre Gustavo out and onto the floor. Goes Nocilia and Brianna Maeda, who takes over on serve. A lot changing in this back third of the regular season, as Nocilia, as soon as she comes out onto the floor, is able to get the kill. Of course, we mentioned it in the last game that we covered, the coaching change that took place for Milford. Dan Seaver resigning, Tammy Weber taking over, coming up from the freshman team. Also with some help from Linda Zakili assisting on the staff here late in the season, and we've seen much better results here late for Milford. Earlier in the season, we were seeing a lot of the underclassmen, the younger players on this varsity roster, getting the bulk of the action. But the upperclassmen, the seniors, the players who were a big part of that playoff run last season, having an opportunity to play more here in the back portion of the season. And so it is no surprise that the wins have started to come with more frequency. Unfortunately, just a bit too late to end up making a difference for a playoff berth, but important to a lot of these players to finish out this year strong, especially for the seniors who have worked so hard on this team for the last 4 years, dealing with a lot of coaching changes. Every year the coach of this varsity team changing. And getting a change here mid-season to make 5 varsity head coaches in the last 4 years for Milford Volleyball. Milford now opening up a 10-6 lead. Playing well here in the second set after dropping the opener. Kelly Reichert provided the best spark for Milford in the first set, on serve again here. Hopedale now right back on serve, as it will be Van Zyl. Too much muscle on the serve for the senior. And now it's Kyra Alves who checks back into the game. She will serve. These seniors with one more match remaining in their varsity careers after the game here tonight. They will close out their 2017 fall season coming up on Monday, October 30th, here at home against another non-conference team in Nipmuc High School, as the timeout is called, with Milford up by a score of 12-7. So the seniors on this roster: Kyra Alves, Emily Pierre Gustavo, Juliana Tracy, Elena Nocilia, Jillian Valenzola, Sabrina Harstick, Kate Lobuser, and Kelly Reichert. Just one match remaining after this one here tonight, so trying to make this one count in front of one of the largest volleyball crowds of the season as part of this Coaches versus Cancer game, trying to raise money for, of course, a very important cause to a lot of people. As we mentioned off the opener, all of the proceeds generated from tonight's game, cost of admission and also concessions, a very nice table set up out in the lobby that was all volunteer run by a lot of the parents and community members. A lot of baked goods and other items on sale out there, all of the proceeds going towards the Cancer Research Fund. So hoping that these schools generate a good amount of funds for a very important cause. Hopedale breaks their huddle, returning to the floor. Alves waiting to continue this service game. Sends it right to the back row. Now the quick move up the middle. Hopedale changing up the timing, and it was effective, allowing Foley to get the kill. Now it is Bianca Fitch, the freshman, taking over on serve. Delivers it beyond the back line. Always impressive to see a freshman on the varsity squad. Of course, things a little bit different over in Hopedale with the junior, senior high school. It gives the 7th and 8th graders an opportunity to get their feet wet in high school athletics. So a lot of times the freshmen on these varsity teams are not real true freshmen because they've had a couple of years to be around the program. Now Pierre Gustavo with 2 hands sends it over. And did Reichert make contact? So they will say that was delivered out on the near sideline. The initial call from the high official was the point for Hopedale, but it does go to Milford, making it a 14-8 score. Next serve from Emily, played by Foley. Now softly delivered over by Hopedale. Milford now. Sabrina Harstick to the back row. Now pushed over by Foley. And a missile delivered by Jill Valenzola to get the kill. Plenty of power behind that attacking shot for Valenzola. A 7-point lead now for Milford as this serve for Pierre Gustavo is long. Milford trying to even up this match. They were unable to claim a set against the Lady Blue Raiders in Hopedale earlier this season, hoping to change that tonight. Captain Morgan Foley on serve. Met by Valenzola, now underhanded over by Kate Lobiser. Another soft one, and Milford was able to adjust. That was Lobiser on the right side. Now the block by Lobiser and Valenzola. Milford making some good adjustments here in the second set. Coach Mainini now continuing to communicate with his players, trying to find a way to change momentum, but right now it is with the Lady Hawks. As Harstick can't clear the net on the serve, and so that brings it down to a 6-point margin. Elizabeth Swanson now will serve it out, sinking quickly, but Harstick is able to dig it out. Now Valenzola, a hard one again. This one ping-pongs back and forth in the rafters. Hopedale stays with it. They're able to return it over. And eventually Milford gets the kill, deflecting that one off Hopedale and out. That ball took a couple of hops up in the rafters in the gym rooftop, came back down on the Hopedale side of the court, and they were able to hang with it and ultimately return it. That was a bizarre play. They do not end the play if the ball makes contact with the ceiling. We even saw it earlier in the first set with the ball hitting off of the basketball hoop. It's forcing these teams to play any quirks in the ceiling. At 18-10 now, Valenzola's serve is short. And Coach Mainini now with a couple of substitutions. Of course, Coach Andrew Mainini will be back here in the Milford gym come springtime to lead the Milford boys volleyball team. Excellent coach Very hard worker, and of course also helping out this past fall with the Milford Leadership Academy. So an asset to both of these schools. As Milford again is able to get the block, Lobiser and Tracy. Right now, substitutions continue to pour in on the Hopedale side. See a couple of subs come in on the Milford side as well. Milford 6 points away from a set 2 win, with Maeda now on serve. That one knuckled a bit off the hand of Maeda, but it stayed in play. And now she will set it up for Kelly Reichert, who punches it over. Van Zyl right to the net. And Hopedale can't save it. Good effort by Julianne Poirier. So a 9-point Milford advantage at 20-11. Now over the middle for Van Zyl, and she's able to just get it inside the back line. Warriors serve. Harstick gets to it first. Now here's Nocilia, and dug out nicely in the back for the Blue Raiders. Now Maeda will set it up for Nocilia on the right side, but she sends it beyond the back line. Serve continues for Poirier. There's Reichert with a hard attacking shot. Comes down just inbounds on the far side. 21-14. 21-13, excuse me. Now the setup for Morgan Foley. A nice play as she lofted that one just over the front row. A soft shot gets it done. Jenna Van Zyl. Now back to Harstick with two hands. Delivers it over cleanly. Now a nice play right at the edge of the surface on the right side for Foley. Returned back over by Milford. Now Van Zyl trying for a little touch shot over the net. So Van Zyl will stay on serve as again the officials took a moment to make sure they were on the same page. It's 21-14. Now Harstick to the back. Set up on the left side for Liz Swanson. Now just sneaking that one over the tape on the top of the net was Juliana Tracy. Effective to now make it 22-14. And back off the bench comes Alves. Alves to her counterpart on the Hopedale side and unable to return. And 23-14, that forces Coach Mainini to call the timeout. Milford closing in on a win here in set two that would even things up. We'll see if they can do it when we come back next here on Milford TV. Back out of the timeout, the serve for Kyra Alves is met by Swanson. Eventually returns it over. Maeda with the diving bid right at the net. Could not save it. Kafich with the serve. Reichert pushes it forward. Now Jill Valenzola able to return. Gets the kill, and now it is set point for Milford. And the duo of Lobiser and Pierre Gustavo return to the floor, and Emily will take the serve for a chance to even the match. A diving play by Fitch, and Hopedale cannot play it off the net. And that is that. A comfortable victory for Milford here in set 2. So we've seen an exchange of 25 to 15 sets. Hopedale winning the first, Milford winning the second. So tied up now as we will pause for the break, and we will be back with set number 3 next here on coverage of Milford High School Athletics on Milford TV. Not an easy accomplishment for Milford in that second set. They are able to take just the second set that Hopedale has yielded in the month of October. Winning that second set 25 to 15 after Hopedale won the first set by that same score. So we are tied up now in set number 3 as Milford once again attacks from left to right across your screens. Right now, Hopedale on serve. And they're able to grab the first 2 points quickly of this third set. As Morgan Foley serves, the senior listed at 5'11", the tallest player on this Hopedale roster, as Kelly Reichert punches out at that one-handed. The early momentum goes on the Hopedale side. Now Reichert, and it's ultimately Pierre Gustavo with her back to the net who's able to get the return. Now two-handed over by Swanson. Pierre Gustavo lunges for it. Now Valenzola with the push. Back to the left side for Swanson, and both Lobiser and Pierre Gustavo go careening towards the net, able to stop their momentum. But another point for Hopedale as they have gone on a mini run here to open the third, all on the service game of Morgan Foley. But that comes to an end as she delivers the serve long. And now Sabrina Harstick will once again step behind the line. Now the flip shot over by Swanson. Just with the fingertips, she was able to softly send it over the net. Milford returns, but out on the far sideline. The ball tossed back in play from the stands by Josh Lagore, who of course is part of the Scarlet Hawks football team that will have a playoff matchup on the road against Duxbury this Friday. Excellent effort once again by Emily Pierre Gustavo, who feels like she can get anywhere on the floor at any time, reads the ball very well, is unafraid to dive, and again, just so much to like about the style of play in any sport for Emily Pierre Gustavo. The effort, the athleticism, the fearlessness. Meanwhile, it's the captain Valenzola on serve with Milford down 6-2. Another soft shot just over the net. Now Reichert returns with authority. Now Hopedale plays it off the net but delivers long. We will have highlight footage from that football playoff game against Duxbury on the Milford Informer a week from tomorrow night. We'll also try to share any results we find out about that game as it happens on social media. A 7-3 lead now for Hopedale as Jenna Riley will serve for the visitors. Both teams wearing the colors of the cause here tonight, Coaches versus Cancer. So the black uniforms with peach lettering and white numbers. It's Hopedale on the right side of the floor with Milford on the left. Hopedale on serve, up 8-3. Now Pierre Gustavo sets it for Reichert. Swanson the first to get to it. Now Van Zyl with the flip. Dive for Valenzola, and Tracy returns it underhanded. Nice sequence there for the Lady Hawks. That ultimately goes to the Lady Hawks, the infraction on the Hopedale side, and now substitutions as Maeda will serve. Milford trailing in the set by 4, and Maeda that time cannot clear the net, usually very sure-handed on serve. But the miss hit that time, and now it'll be Julianne Poirier, the senior listed at 5'7". Quick hands for Nocilia, but Milford unable to react. And that forces Coach Weber to call the timeout as Milford falls behind 10-4. The timeout coming here. We will be back with more in a moment here on Milford TV. Hopedale enjoying success so far in the third set, up 10-4. And they get the deflection to keep things going out of the timeout. Poirier now serves it out. Valenzola absorbs. Now Nocilia returns it, but too much on the shot. And right now Milford looking for answers out there on the floor. A lot of communication initiated by Kelly Reichert as Milford tries to find a way to turn things around here, now trailing 12-4. There's Nocilia, had a tough time with that one. Was able to hang with it, and now a little bit of a breakdown in front as Juliana Tracy could not react. The lead grows to 9 now for Hopedale as the serve continues for Poirier. Reichert steps up to play that one quickly. Milford ends up claiming the point. Very badly needed, as that makes it now 13-5 as Kelly Reichert will now serve. Hard returning shot goes for the kill for Hopedale. That quickly ends the service game for Kelly Reichert. Not one of the players on this Milford squad will be playing girls basketball come the winter, although seeing Kelly shoot the ball around during half times during the previous few basketball seasons, she certainly could suit up for the team and be effective. Hopedale makes it an even 10-point lead now. Milford trying to make the substitution. Alves for Valenzola. Valenzola out there on the floor. She plays that one. And now the hard shot from the right side and another kill. A lot of power coming from all areas of the floor for Hopedale. Van Zyl with the serve, right to Kelly Reichert. Now Harstick slaps it over the net. The dive keeps it alive, and now from the back row. Poirier returns. Now up the middle for Tracy. And she's able to split a couple of defenders in the back to make it 16-6. And now we'll see Alves back out on the floor, this time taking the place of Juliana Tracy. Absorbed well by the freshman Bianca Fitch. Now Alves sends that one up in the air. Harstick returns. Alves again with the dig. She'll get a chance to play it yet again. Now punched over by Nocilia. From the back on the left side, the attempted return by Poirier goes out on the near sideline. So Milford cutting in to what had been a double-digit deficit, now at 9 points. Now Maeda swinging that one back over to the Hopedale side. Reichert sends it all the way over with a single shot. Now sets it for the front. And softly returned by Valenzola. And Valenzola that time could not keep it in play. Back to a 10-point differential at 17-7. Milford late in the season with a couple of statement victories. Of course, you think back to the last time we covered this team. A dramatic 3-set sweep over the Canton Lady Bulldogs. The first victory Milford was able to enjoy against Canton since Milford entered the Hockomock League. They had lost 11 consecutive matches in the regular season and playoffs combined to Canton, but finally bringing that streak to an end back on October 16th, a game that we covered. You can catch that game in its entirety running on our educational channel and also on our YouTube page. After that, they followed up with another 3-set sweep against Foxborough before finally losing to North Attleboro 3-1 on October 23rd, the game that officially bounced Milford from playoff contention, but they were able to bounce back with a 3-1 victory in their final road game of the season at Sharon. And that brings us into tonight, where Milford and Hopedale are now tied at a set apiece, but Hopedale is in command of this third set at 18-7 as the timeout is taken on the floor. We will return with more volleyball action in just a moment here on Milford TV. Quickly back to game action. Bianca Fitch with the serve and delivers it long. Fitch has struggled a bit to find the right distance on that serve, but has played a strong defensive game. The freshman on this varsity squad has very good defensive numbers. Hard shot for Foley. Good velocity on that one from Jill Valenzola, and the second time is the charm. To finish that point on Bianca Fitch, she currently leads this team in digs with 280. Elizabeth Swanson second in digs at 135. So the freshman has really impressed with her defensive skills. And Emily Pierre Gustavo trying to absorb that vicious shot. Ended up sending it back over, but out. Back up to a 10-point lead. That lead's been hovering right around that 10-point margin for a lot of this set. And it will grow now to an 11-point Hopedale lead after that deflection. So in a game where we have seen back and forth adjustments, right now have been made by Coach Mayanini and Hopedale. There's Lobiser To the back row. A couple of players going after it, but Hopedale returns, and then a breakdown in the front row for Milford. And Hopedale now 4 points away from taking a 2-1 advantage, as they will send their captain Morgan Foley back behind the line. Milford lets that one go, but it ends up landing well within that back line, and a little bit of frustration starting to show through on the faces of some of these Milford players. Trying to hang in there right now. A large deficit at 22-19. And again, Milford elects to let it go, and again, it results in an ace for Hopedale. Sends them now just 2 points away from claiming this set. And the serve continues now. Milford has made it easy on Morgan Foley on the last 2 serves. And this time it's clearly long. You think back, we've mentioned that 3-1 loss against North Attleboro for Milford that ended their hopes at a dramatic swing into the playoffs, but despite a loss in that game, they played extremely competitively in all 4 sets. They lost the opening set 25-23, then a 27-25 win for Milford in set 2. They lost the 3rd set 25-22, and they lost the 4th set 26-24. So they were in every single one of those sets against the team that will likely win the Davenport division in North Attleboro. They're able to make it a 24-11 score in this 3rd set against Hopedale. Valenzola serves it out. Pushed over by Foley. Fitch the set. And Van Zyl delivers it over, but out. Milford trying to just creep closer. And it's still set point for Hopedale. Now Van Zyl, Milford was able to get a piece in the front, but the deflections ultimately send that one out beyond the back row, and that will conclude set number 3. So Hopedale wins it 25-12. And that puts Hopedale back in front now 2-1. As again, we will break. We'll be ready for 4th set action in just a couple of minutes. So stay tuned to coverage of Milford High School girls volleyball right here on Milford TV. Once again, I welcome you back inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School. Continuing late into the evening hours, a match that got underway right around 7:30 tonight. Primetime volleyball action continuing now as we approach 9 in the evening. Hopedale now with a 2-1 lead. They serve it out from left to right across your television screens. And Milford gets the kill to open the 4th set. Hopedale winning set 1, 25-15. Milford then claiming set 2, 25-15. And then a 25-12 victory moments ago for Hopedale to secure set 3. So Hopedale a set away from winning yet again. Milford hoping to force the full 5. As Valenzola pushes it over the middle. Hopedale has not lost since September 18th at Shrewsbury High School. They are looking for their 15th victory overall on the season. Sabrina Harstick on the serve, nicely dug out by Bianca Fitch. Now Harstick with the dive, looped over by Valenzola in front. Now pushed over the middle by Maddie LaPrade. And that drops in on the Hopedale side, and Milford coming out strong out of the gates here in set 4. This is the first of back-to-back Dual Valley League opponents for Milford to close out the regular season. They will face another Dual Valley team in Nipmuc coming up on Monday. Nipmuc with a very impressive overall record themselves at 13-5. They're currently in third place within league play. 4 double-digit game winners over in the Dual Valley. Hopedale at 14-2, Whitensville Christian at 15-4, Nipmuc at 13-5, and Sutton High School at 10-6. An early 3-2 score, Milford in front, Hopedale now on serve. Liz Swanson sends it over, and it ends up landing behind the back line. Milford tries to counter and once again even this match. Jill Valenzola with the serve, now dives for it. Reichert able to push it over from the front row. And now Van Zyle's hard attacking shot is blocked by Kate Lobiser. She'll try it again, this time lofts it over the front row, but Harstick digs it. And now Reichert with the cross-court shot. And dug out by Bianca Fitch, and now Hopedale sends it long beyond the back line. 5-2 now in favor of Milford. As the serve comes across by Valenzola. And LaPrade in front cannot loft it over the net. We haven't seen much of Maddie LaPrade out on the floor so far tonight. The sophomore listed at 5'9", getting some playing time here as the match goes along. Reichert with a hard shot. Dives all around the floor for Hopedale, but they could not return. And so Milford opens up a 7-2 lead in set 4 and forces the timeout on the Hopedale side. Timeout taken with Milford in front, 7-2 on this coverage of Milford High School girls volleyball right here on Milford TV. The serve continues for Valenzola. Sends it right to the senior captain, Jenna Van Zyl, on the Hopedale side. Now it's the captain, Tracy, who returns for Milford. And delivered long by Hopedale. And you can see right now everyone trying to calm themselves down on the Lady Blue Raiders side of the floor. Hopedale so confident in that third set, really dominating, the most lopsided set victory so far at 25-12. Trailing Milford now 8-3. The serve does go back to Hopedale now with Jenna Riley taking a couple of bounces and now ready to go. Not have the elevation to get it over the net. So the lead is 6 for Milford. After the substitutions, it's Maeda. Back behind the line. And her serve away. And on the back by Swanson and stuffed in front by Milford. They've had good net presence in front throughout this match. Seeing Tracy, Lobiser, all involved in good solid play in front, that time over the outstretched arms of Tracy and Elena Nocilia. Still a 6-point margin now with the serve for Julianne Poirier. And another long serve. And now right back onto the Milford side. On the left side, Morgan Foley's shot is returned. Now it's Van Zyl. That one taking a fortunate bounce for Milford over the net, but Hopedale hangs tough. Now Maeda sets it for Harstick. And excellent play. The dive and then the return for Bianca Fitch. Now she dives for it, but it deflects off her hands and into the stands. But tremendous skills displayed by Bianca Fitch. So two fearless teams out on the floor. Milford with a 12-4 lead. Now softly sent over by Foley. She gets the kill. Coach Mainini claps the hands. That's more like what he wants to see out of his group. Getting a good test here. I had an opportunity to talk to Coach Mainini on the Sports Buzz over on MyFM a couple of weeks ago, and saying that he really wanted to challenge his team with some tough opponents during the regular season to make sure that they were battle tested. Talked a lot about how it's easy for teams to put together an easier regular season schedule, allowing themselves to stockpile wins in an attempt to claim a high seed in the tournament. But ultimately, if you're not tested with playoff caliber competition during the regular season, you will not be prepared for it once the playoffs arrive. So there have been a lot of tough tests on the schedule for Hopedale, and they have passed the vast majority of those tests with flying colors. But Milford providing a good challenge in this match tonight, the second time these two teams have gone at it. Score now 12-6. Nocilia, good control as she sent that one over. Now gets the stuff. Hopedale able to return, and they get the kill. A couple of nice plays right at the net for Elena Nocilia, but it ultimately yields a point on the Hopedale side, narrowing the gap to 12-7. Van Zyl's serve is short. Milford continuing to maintain a 6-point lead. So now the senior Kyra Alves turns to the service line. Now digs it out. Harstick from the left side has her shot rejected, but too much muscle, and it's sent beyond the near sideline. Now one-handed over by Van Zyl. Reichert sets it up for Harstick. And now the deflection off the hand of Kyra Alves and out. Hopedale, after this game tonight, still has 2 contests remaining. As Foley delivers it into the net, Hopedale will face Ursuline Academy in Dedham. Ursuline Academy located in Dedham, that game taking place at Hopedale High School on October 27th. And then the Lady Blue Raiders will conclude their regular season on Monday with a game at home against Bethany Christian Academy. So Hopedale playing the first of back-to-back nights. And especially with how late this match is going, you have to imagine that this team might be a little tired when they take on Ursuline Academy tomorrow night in Hopedale. Right now, 9:10 in the evening. You would expect this match will not get over much earlier than 9:30, perhaps later if Milford holds on to this lead to force the 5th set. Fitch, good effort, but sends that one out of play. Milford continues to control this fourth set, up now 16-9. Stick right over the middle, absorbed by Swanson, but Hopedale could not return it over. Hopedale has played just 2 5-set matches this season. One of them was one of their losses, the loss to Shrewsbury. And then they were able to outlast Sutton in 5 sets back on September 27th. Milford, meanwhile, has only played 1 5-set match so far on the year. That was on the road at Oliver Ames back on October 4th. It was a 3-2 loss for Milford. Milford leads at 17-11 now as Hopedale will serve it out. Their captain, Liz Swanson. Nice dig for Kyra Alves. Miss hit by Kelly Reichert. The Milford lead is 5 as the serve continues for Swanson. Harstick wisely pulls the hands down. Seen those plays hurt Milford at times tonight, but that time it was judged correctly. Milford crowd trying to keep the energy up despite the late hour. As now Valenzola delivers a sinking line drive serve. Fitch couldn't keep it alive for Hopedale, and that pushes Milford in front now 19-12. Swanson gets to it, eventually set up on the left side for Van Zyl, but Milford was ready for it. And a tough set that time for Pierre Gustavo. Reichert was able to get right to the edge of the bench, played that one right in front of Coach Linda Zakili. So it goes as a point in the Hopedale column. Now it's 19-13. Reichert blasts that one, gets a piece of the front row on the way by. Infraction on the Hopedale side gives Milford their 20th point. And now substitutions on both sides before play continues. Back behind the line goes Brianna Maeda. Now Van Zyl blasts it to the back, but Valenzola plays it well. Nocilia now two-hands it over, but beyond the far sideline. Once again, the margin is 6. Hopedale now turns to captain Julianne Poirier. Pushed over across the middle by Juliana Tracy. A return shot by number 15, Jenna Rose Osterman, now into the game. And Milford with the point after the double hit. And now 4 points away from forcing a 5th and decisive set. From the left side, it is Morgan Foley, and Milford cannot return. Hopedale not going quietly, continuing to try to keep the energy up on their side of the floor. A lot of their bench standing, a lot of the Milford bench standing as well. As Hopedale grabs another point back. Lead down to 5. It's about as close as Hopedale has been since early on in the set. Van Zyl with the serve. It goes long. 3 points away now is Milford. Back on serve goes Kyra Alves. And Alves sends the serve beyond the near sideline. Another chance for Bianca Fitch on serve. This time she is able to send it over cleanly. Reichert pushes it back. Now the fake in front is delivered over, I believe, by Swanson. And pushed into the net by Hopedale. 23-17 as the substitutions come in for Milford. Lobiser and Pierre Gustavo. Emily will take the serve. Pierre Gustavo to the back row. Good accuracy, and then flipped right down in front. A spike for Sabrina Harstick, and it is now set point for Milford. Pierre Gustavo trying to close it out. And right off the net. It's played by Foley and trying to return it, but Milford gets the block. Hopedale will try again, lofting it over, but out beyond the near sideline, and Milford comes away with the win in set number 4, winning it 25-17. So we are heading to the max here tonight. We will see a 5th and decisive set when we come back next in this coverage of Milford girls volleyball on this Coaches versus Cancer night right here on Milford TV. Going the distance in this Coaches versus Cancer game here tonight, we prepare for set number 5 out on the court. Hopedale's won the odd sets, Milford's won the evens, and now on to the 5th. Two teams in vastly different positions in these waning days of the regular season. Hopedale on the verge of what they hope is a long playoff run. Milford no longer a factor within the playoff picture, but you would not know that from the way these two teams have battled here tonight. A very even matchup between these two schools. And now Milford serves it out, attacking from left to right to open this 5th set. Who will get to 15 first and emerge with the victory? And again, we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, but Hopedale has barely relinquished a set in this run that they're on. In their previous 7 matches, they had only lost 1 set, losing 2 to Milford here tonight, and Milford hoping to get 1 more before the night is through. As Harstick pushes it over from the right side and gets rewarded with the kill. Harstick will now immediately take over on serve. Too strong that time for Harstick. Hopedale hoping to repeat as the number 1 seed in Division III Central. That is certainly within their grasp with just 2 losses. As Reichert fires it to the back row, gets the deflection off the hands of Morgan Foley for the kill, and tied up at 2. Approaching 9:30 in the evening now. This match quickly about to reach the 2-hour mark. A later start time for the special occasion tonight with the Coaches versus Cancer game. A lot of money getting raised for cancer research. JV and freshman games getting underway a little bit after 6 o'clock tonight. This match getting started around 7:30, and now here At about 9:25, we see a 3-2 lead early on in the 5th set for Hopedale. As Jenna Riley serves. Looped back over by Tracy. Now the set on the left side for Van Zyl, but cannot clear the nets. About to return to the floor, Brianna Maeda, Elena Nocilia. Maeda will serve. Tied up at 3. Sinking quickly in front of Van Zyl, but able to play it. And Hopedale making contact with the net, so that point goes to Milford, pushing them in front 4-3. Maeda again tests Van Zyl, who ends up getting it right back, sends it softly over. Reichert reacts and returns. Swanson to the back row for Jill Valenzola, eventually played by Reichert, but could not clear the net, and tied up again now at 4. Now Poirier with the serve. To the center of the back line for Valenzola, and again, Kelly Reichert misjudging just a bit. Frustrated with herself afterwards. Hard to find a more fierce competitor than Kelly Reichert. Now Maeda will set it for Elena Nocilia, but she fires into the net, and Milford with some unforced errors here, allowing Hopedale to take the 6-4 lead. The serve continues for Poirier. And now Tracy with the smash. Hopedale returns out on the far sideline. Pulls Milford back to within 1 as Reichert steps behind the line. Captain trying to provide a boost here in the 5th set. And Juliana Tracy, meanwhile, another captain with the play at net. And tied back up at 6. Set up for Foley. Now for Harstick on the other side, and a terrific dig by Fitch. And now the mishit by Swanson, spiking that one down on her own side of the floor. And that pushes Milford back in front 7-6. Swanson to the back. And Reichert could not save it. Once again, like the effort on the Milford side, a couple of dives, most notably for Jill Valenzola. Tied back up at 7. These two teams keeping it close right to the very end. Cilia carefully two-hands it over. Now Van Zyl sets it up for Foley, and that one sneaks in on the near side. Midway through this 5th set, we'll flip sides of the floor quickly. Hopedale with the 8-7 advantage. Fifth set always with a different feel. Much less margin for error. A team that can settle into a groove can claim a quick victory. Has been pretty back and forth so far. Now Harstick, can she sneak that one in? Instead it goes long. On to the Hopedale side once again with now a 9-7 advantage, and Coach Weber will now call the timeout, wanting to talk things over with her players. Again, 9-7. Hopedale taking a 2-point edge in this fifth and decisive set. Girls volleyball coverage right here on Milford TV. Captain Jenna Van Zyl with the serve out of the timeout and gets the ace. Hopedale getting hot at the right time, now opening up a 10-7 lead. Hopedale 5 points away from a hard-fought victory. And this time Van Zyl delivers it out on the near side, so that pulls Milford right back to within 2. Valenzola right back out onto the floor, replacing Tracy. Alves on serve. Sends it again to her counterpart, Bianca Fitch. And now Hopedale delivers it just inside the near sideline. And now the libero on the Hopedale side, Bianca Fitch, will serve. Back row for Reichert. The infraction on the Milford side, and things getting dangerous now for Milford, trailing 12-8. Hopedale 3 points away from a match victory. Now played by Alves. Muscled over by Valenzola, but out on the far sideline, and that forces Coach Alves to call, Coach Weber to call another timeout, as Milford is in very dangerous territory now. 13-8 the score. We'll have the conclusion of this girls volleyball matchup on Coaches versus Cancer Night coming up next here on Milford TV. Hopedale has claimed 6 of the last 7 points to pull themselves into a 13-8 lead. The service game will continue for the freshman Bianca Fitch. Lofts it to the back, a tricky hop off the hands of Kelly Reichert, and now a match point coming up for Hopedale. Both of these teams fighting so hard all night long, alternating set victories. And a win within the grasp of the visiting Hopedale Lady Blue Raiders. The freshman trying to serve out for the victory. Reichert steps in front of Alves to make the play. Now Valenzola returns. Zyl sets it up on the left side for Swanson, but Swanson's attacking shot is long. Milford fights on for another point, 14-9. Absolutely no margin for error for the Lady Hawks. A tall task now in front of Emily Pierre-Gustavo, who takes over the serve. Sends it to the back for Poirier. Now delivered over by Swanson. Reichert fires it into the net. It lands on the Milford side, and that is that, 15-9. In the end, Hopedale is able to pull away. They earn the victory in this 5-set affair, so very well played on both sides. Milford pushing the top team in the Dual Valley League to the limit, but ultimately Milford falls here on their home court, losing this match by a final score of 3-2. So that will wrap up our coverage here tonight. A big thank you to our Milford TV crew on hand, our director for the game, Rob O'Keefe, and our camera operators, Mike Sperling and Malcolm Zale. And I am Tim Coat. That final score, one final time, 3-2. Hopedale is able to come into Milford and walk away with the victory. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.